Hey guys, welcome back to Bait and Tackle, and today I've got a pretty cool episode. We're going to do some more soft plastics, and we have the Grumpyke and the Meanow, and I don't know which one's which. And these are both awesome molds that come from my buddy Anthony over at LazyBaitsCo. Now the cool part about these molds, and I'm going to tell you and show you when you get down here to the bench, but he actually made an aluminum insert for the hook slot to go into a silicone mold. That is the first time I've ever seen that. That is a hybrid type mold, so I'm very excited to see how this pours. We're going to do a 3-layer laminate in these, and I'm going to get out the heat gun and we're going to heat these up pretty good. So we're going to give it the old heat strain test, and we'll show you what these baits look like when we get done. I got a pretty funny feeling you're going to enjoy these. They're pretty sick. Okay, so here's the two molds. Like I said, one is the Grumpyke and one looks like a pike, and I got a funny feeling it's that one. And this one is the Meanow, like a mean minnow. So it's a combo of a mean minnow and the other one's a grumpy pike, but we kind of combined the names, and I don't even know if those are going to be the proper names or not. Anthony hasn't decided yet, so I'm going to let him kind of do that. That's kind of his choice. It's his mold, but I think we were kind of coming up with some different names. And Grumpyke seemed to be pretty cool. I'll put the spelling up on the screen, and Meanow is the other one. So what I'm going to do real quick is I see a couple hairs in these molds, so I'm going to just give them a quick rinse out with some water just to make sure we're ready to go. But I want to show you the 3 colors we're going to do today. We're going to do white in the belly, and this is like a white pearl with some added effect from some Holoshift powder. And then we're going to do a little lateral line of some chartreuse. And that is like some chartreuse shad, so it's got a little bit of silver in it. This one is a little bit of mix mash of everything. It's got a bunch of gold like highlight powder in it. I'm pretty sure that's an 8-bit product as well. I just can't remember which one, so we're just going to go ahead and rock with that. I mean, you can see how cool the bottom is. It's got a little bit of green iridescence to it and stuff like that. So we're going to definitely put that one in the top. That's going to be the main color in the top part of the body. So let me get these molds prepped, and we're going to start getting some colors heated up, and you guys know the drill. Okay, so I got the molds cleaned up a little bit. Just had like some hair and stuff on it. I just want to make sure we got a good clean surface. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to heat up the molds. Any of that wetness that I had in there before, I want to make sure it's nice and dry. So we're just going to heat these up real good, and like I said, I always like to heat up my molds anyway. So we're just going to take note. We're going to be heating these up pretty hot. Again, I use the Wagner. It's the Furno 500, I think. It looks like one of the letters is rubbed off. I think it's the 500. But it goes up tremendously hot, and I've got mine set at high speed fan and number 4, which I believe is about 800 or 900 degrees. So it is very, very hot. I'm going to let that get up to temperature for a few minutes. We got our first color white is in the microwave heating up, but I'm going to go ahead and start heating these molds up, which will take a few minutes. So the interesting thing is I'm kind of curious to see how the aluminum is going to be any different being in a silicone mold. I don't know. So sorry about my arm being in the way. I'm just trying to. It looks like our color got a little bit too heated, but that's okay. I'm just going to let it sit here for a minute, cool down. It may have yellowed a little bit, but that's all right. Probably at a very, very high temperature. We're going to let that cool down. I'm going to knock down some air bubbles, keep stirring it. Trying to get some of the side down in there to cool it down a little bit. heated it up a little bit too much. That's my mistake. It's going to be a nice little bone color now, which is fine. Not really too concerned with it. That was my fault. I heated it up too much. That's just what happens with white. So as you can see, I'm applying a lot of heat. To this first mold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap it over here, and I'm going to hold this over top of the other one while I'm pouring this one. So just making sure we're nice and hot. Okay, again, and this is just the first layer. So really the only thing this is doing is just heating up the surface so there's no air bubbles. Heating up the surface so then that way everything lays out smooth. And with the hot plastic, it shouldn't be a problem. So what I'm going to do is get this one moved over here, move this one closer to the camera, and hopefully all the water that I got in there from cleaning it out is out of there now. So we're ready for that one now. I'm going to hold this one over here, and I'm going to pour this while we're here. And I'm just going to pour this on the very bottom part of the mold. Just the belly color. That's all we want. So I think that's good right there. Again, just the belly color. So we're just coming up, you know, just a little smidge on the bottom, just enough to cover maybe that first bottom fin. Okay. And we're going to let that go ahead and set up. That can go ahead and cure. And I'm going to go ahead and start heating this chartreuse up while we're waiting. I'm going to bring this one over to you a little bit closer. Zoom you in as close as I can here so you can see the second one. I'm going to put it right here. Just again, making sure all the water is out of it, making sure it's really nice and heated up, and you'll see the color of the silicone change. It'll start to turn white when it's nice and hot. Alright, I think I'm ready. I'm going to turn the heat gun off for a few minutes, but I'm ready to pour this. Oops. I'm just going to pour it so it goes right around that lip, and I got some air coming up. I got some little air bubbles coming up from around the hook slot, and I've got a funny feeling that's because there was maybe a little bit of water trapped in there or something. So we're going to go ahead and set that plastic off to the side. And I had a little line, there we go, got that out of there, because I accidentally dumped it on the side a little bit, but that's okay. So we've got it down in there. I think we're good. I've got a little bit of an air bubble. Which I really can't get to on that side. Okay, I got that one to pop. Not that it matters because it's in the very middle of the bait. But we're going to go ahead and start heating up, get this next color going. Hopefully I don't overheat these. Okay, I've got our second cup of plastic heated up, and I think it's good for temperature. So now I'm going to start heating up the first mold. Now one thing I will show you before I start heating the mold up is, I don't know if you can tell, see that bubble, that air bubble? That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. So what happened is there was some water or air trapped underneath this hook slot, and it bubbled out of there. So it's okay. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we got another one up in there too. I'm going to try my best to heat it out, to try to heat this up so that it'll lay down over top of that hole. But I'm not sure how well this is going to work. So I'm going to really heat this mold up again, because we want the plastic nice and hot, because we want those two layers to bond really well. But I'm hoping that it heats it up enough to fill in that hole. We'll see. The other one doesn't appear that it did it as bad. See how it already closed up that hole already. So just me heating this already has closed that hole up. I'm hoping that other one up front will do the same. It's actually bubbling right now. But I do like the idea of a metal hook slot and a silicone mold. That's a pretty rad idea. I like it. I just don't know if this is going to be a problem every time you pour it. Hopefully it won't be. But this is what happens. You do trial and error. But I think this bait overall is going to be absolutely amazing. The cool part is you can actually take the hook slot out and do them without a hook slot if you wanted to. And I really like the idea of being able to take the hook slot out. That is really awesome to me. Trying to get the back portion heated up for when I put this line in there. So I think we're ready. I've got the plastic pretty heated up. I can see it moving in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pouring my line. Now in this mold, I'm not sure if this is the pike or the Grumpyke or the Meanow, but this one has got a secondary fin back here, and I'm going to start at that fin and bring it forward. So let's go ahead and try this. And I'm going to get you kind of zoomed in here a little bit too. Move this over so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to let it fall into that cavity. And then I'm going to let it go forward. And I'm just going to go probably a little bit more on this side, a little bit on that side. And we're going to call that good, because I don't want to go all the way to the head. And I kind of want to prop this up a little bit so it doesn't go too much further. Okay, so there's that one. We got one little air bubble in there. Take care of that. Okay. This one is a little bit different. This one doesn't have that back fin. So this is like a traditional. I'm pretty sure this is the Meanow. But this one doesn't have that back fin, so this is a traditional. So we're going to just end up doing a normal bloodline where the lateral line where it comes back, you know, part way up the tail. But again, I'm going to do the same thing here. That's the only bad thing about doing a silicone mold is you can't put them on a hot plate and let them all bond together like you would, you know, watch Chris Jones videos, World Wars Fishing. And, you know, with aluminum molds, you can do that. You can heat them up on a hot plate, get all the layers to bond, make sure the outside's nice and clean, and you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about preheating like this. And then, I mean, you would preheat anyway, but you get what I'm saying. So with this, you just got to be a little bit more cognizant of, you got to heat the layers up in between. You got to make sure you've got some steady heat. It's just part of the process. I think trying to wait, I usually wait until I can start seeing the plastic liquefy and move, and I think we're moving right now. So I'm going to go ahead, set my heat gun off to the side, and I want you guys to, just trying to get you guys close enough where you can see this. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to let it roll so there's our chartreuse. I'm just going to pick up the front of this a little bit just to let it keep it back. The only bad thing is when I heat the mold up again, it's going to have a tendency of wanting to go forward. Some air bubbles coming up through. That, like I said, that was to be expected. I think we're okay now. I think it's trying to fall forward just a little bit. Yeah, it is. I'm just going to keep it upright for a second. I'm going to use a knife underneath the front just to keep it propped up a little bit. Okay. All right. So there's that. So we got our first layers done. Our first layer and the second layer. We've got this layer, the last layer. I'm going to start heating this up gradually so we can start to do the third layer. Got my heat. I'm going to turn my heat gun off for a minute because it gets pretty darn loud. And this is where we fill the rest of the bait up with our solid color. So hopefully that lateral line is up high enough. I probably could have done a little bit more on the belly, but we'll see when these come out. I got a funny feeling they're going to be pretty sweet. All right, so got my heat gun going. We're on the last two baits. I am going to prop up one at a time, just so that we can keep that lateral line from falling back. Okay, our plastic is hot in the microwave. I'm going to go ahead and start heating this one up first. Cool thing about my man Anthony's molds is he doesn't do eye cavities for like regular eyes, traditional eyes. His are like bubbled out eyes, which I kind of enjoy that too. It's kind of cool, different, something different. So again, we're just going to heat this mold up real good. This is going to be the final pour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up really good, and then I'm going to move over to the other one with my other hand, and I'm going to get the plastic out of the microwave with my other hand. You got to become quite ambidextrous when you do this, because you're trying to work with both your hands, trying to keep everything going. Silicone molds are not easy, so you just kind of develop that over time. You just got to practice. Just trying to see if my plastic's starting to move yet. I'm pretty sure it is. But again, you want to make sure it's real nice and hot, because you want to make sure that these layers are bonded real well. You know what I'm saying? Continue to heat this up a little bit longer. I want to make sure this last layer is very well bonded. I think we're pretty good right there, but I'm just going to roll over this one more time and try to get some more heat up in that nose. Alright. Like I said, I'm going to open the microwave, get my color out, and I'm going to start pouring from the tail forward. Let that fill in that tail. Let that come into the bloodline. Let that go right to the front of the bait. And once we get the tail filled, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to take the knife out. place it underneath this other mold, because I don't want that one to, and then I'm going to continue pouring the rest of this, just to make sure we got it full, and it is full. Okay, right to the top. And I'm just going to hit this with a torch. Looks like the tail overflowed just a little bit. No, maybe that one's supposed to be like that. I think that one's supposed to be like that. So that one's got plenty of plastic in it. Now comes the next one. We try to really heat this up really good. And the only other bad part about doing silicone molds is you gotta wait for a while to take the bait out of the mold, because it's gotta cool down to demold. So that's the only bad part about silicone. So if you get enough of these molds and you make enough of them at one time, it's really not that big a deal. I think my plastic is starting to move in there pretty good. I'm just going to heat the head up one more time, especially on this side of the bait. Trying to get this one spot to kind of iron out a little bit, one spot that I really was having a tough time with, and I think I got it to lay out finally. Okay, so I'm just going to give this one more heat. And then we're going to go ahead and start pouring. Now in this one, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to start back here. Let it roll forward. It's going to want to push some of that forward. So again, I'm going to fill this up as much as I can right now. Let it ooze into the tail. I want that tail to fill up completely before I pull my knife out. Okay, knife is out. I'll go ahead and fill up the body. And that's it. So a couple little accidentals there. We got some air bubbles on both. I'm just gonna hit that with a torch just to even them out. Nice and even. Clean up any little stragglers we got laying on the top. Might want to use some gloves to do this. I'm just so used to it. My fingertips are pretty much numb at this point. I got calluses on my fingers. But use gloves to do that. Or use a knife or something. Just use a knife and just scrape it off, you know. But I think we're good. So we are going to let the heat gun cool down. We are going to clean up a little bit here. And I'm going to put my colors away. We're going to let these set up, let these cure. I hope you guys are as excited as I am right now to check these out. So these are ready to go. Everything's clean, looks good. Plastic seems to have cooled down nicely, but I still want it a little bit warm so when I demold it doesn't rip anything or any of that stuff. So what I'd like to do is just kind of work around the outside to get everything loosey-goosey, you know what I'm saying? So when you pull it out, it's no big deal. And by the way, this Plastisol is Lureworks Porosol Pro. I just wanted to let you guys know that, okay? So I'm going to start by pulling the tail out first on this bait, just because. Okay, there's the tail. Oh, and it didn't fill in all the way. Well, that stinks. Oh well, it's still got a pretty good amount of tail. But I guess I should have heated that up a little bit more. So that's my mistake. Either that or there was a little bit of water down in there or something that was keeping me from doing it, but that's okay. So little chunk out of the tail, that's okay. It might make the action better, who knows. I'm gonna start slowly working the body up and pulling it back. And there we go, guys. Oh, look at that bait. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. It's got that nice bone body. I don't really see any hard crack. Nope, it all bonded well. Oh, look at that lateral line going right through there. Maybe next time I'd probably bring it up a little bit higher. Maybe stop back here by the plate. But look at that, guys. That is awesome. What a cool bait. What a cool bait. So awesome. And again, the tail didn't fill out all the way, but that's okay. This will still run. It's just a little bit of the bottom that it didn't fill in. I'm okay with that. It'll be all right. But this is what I was talking about with the eyes. So the eyes, he's got his are rounded eyes, so they're not like a hook, like a traditional eye cavity for like a pre-made eye. So I'm really excited about that. I think next time I will bring that white up to like the bottom of the lip, you know what I mean? So right across maybe just bring it up just a touch more, you know what I'm saying? But other than that came out awesome. So this is the Meanow. This is the Mean Minnow, okay? And it looks like it didn't fill in all the way either. So I'm not sure if there was a little bit of water in there, or maybe I needed to heat it up just a touch more. So that's the thing. That's what we're trying to do here, is learn as we pour these molds. So pay special attention to heating the tail. Pay special attention to heating the little fin here, okay? But other than that, everything looked like it filled in really well. Got a couple little spots here, but again, heat is very, very, very crucial to getting these baits to fill in correctly. Now I'm going to pull this hook slot out right now. And there's your nice clean hook slot. A little bit of flashing there, but nice clean hook slot. Looks great. Okay. So I'm not sure what size hook to use on these. I'm sure he'll have those details in the mold when he sells these molds. But again, just more heat there, more heat on the tail. But that's the Meanow. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. And he also has a notch. I forgot to show you that. There's a notch here that goes forward. So it goes back into the mold, back forward. All right, now it's time for the Grumpyke. All right, I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I am going to work my fingers around the mold, get everything loose. The head, try to get that a little loose. The tail, get that loose. Let's see if this made the same mistake that the other one did. Hopefully the tail filled in all the way. I'm just gonna just be gentle. Always be careful when you're pulling this stuff out of the mold. You don't want to rip anything. You don't want to hurt the mold. Okay, tail did not fill in all the way again. So again, make sure you heat the tail up a little bit more than what I did. And I spent a lot of time filling stuff in. So same thing here, maybe on this little fin. It looks like it filled the whole fin out, okay? But there's a little bit there right in the back of it. So, but I think this will work. I mean, it's not like it's not gonna work. It's not a completed tail, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to keep working my way up the bait, trying to pull back and up at the same time. Get that hook slot out with the bait. Oh, there it is. See, now the pike came out pretty good. Maybe bring the white up just a little bit more. But he's got teeth. Oh, I love it. I love this bait. So just pay attention to this fin back here and the tail, heating it up more. That's all I would really say about this mold. This mold is pretty sweet. He did a great job on these. I'm gonna go ahead and take the hook slot out. Looks like we got a little bit of air trapped right next to the hook slot, but that may have been my mistake when I put some, you know, water in it to clean it out. I tried to dry it out the best I could with a towel, and but the hook slot's nice and clean. Your layers are fused together really nice and tight, but that is a really, really cool bait. That is the Grumpyke. Look at that. I can't wait to swim these things. So again, just another pour video showing you these awesome baits. I'm going to set this next to the mold so I know which one it is. Again, it's got that notch there to go forward, so remember that. I may pour another set of these, just solid colors, just to see if I can get everything to fill in correctly. I think that might have been my problem. Let me get you moved up here. I don't know if I have another color just kind of chilling out, or maybe we should do some remelt or something like that, but I just want to try to hit these one more time, maybe with just a solid color, just to see what they come out with like. But man, what a cool bait. Okay guys, I've got some super hot plastic poured. I've got these molds preheated. I'm just going to go ahead and pour them in. Want that tail to fill in real good. Okay, there's that one. On to the second one here. Tail's filling in nicely. Hopefully this time it fills it in all the way. I'm just going to put a touch extra in this one. Then I'm good there. And all I'm going to do is just knock down the air bubbles on the top. Then we're just going to let those set up. Alright guys, these are still a little bit warm, but I want to try to get these out of here so we can get this done here. It's my second shot at pulling these out. It's cured enough. I'm just going to be nice and careful because it is still really hot. Just going to go ahead and pull this out nice and easy. I think this is the... Yeah, baby. Yep. So all the tail was just my issue. I had something in there that was keeping it from being completed. So there's your completed bait. The tail is in full. That metal plate is very hot. I think I'm just going to leave it in there for right now. But I'm going to set that on top of that for now, and then we're going to go ahead and demold this one. So like I said, I just like to peel the plastic away from the bait a little bit, just so then that way it's easier to pull out of the bait, or out of the mold, rather. And this is going to be the moment of truth on this one. Nice and easy, getting that tail out of there, nice and easy. Yes. Okay, so it was just my fault. I had something in the mold. But there's your Meanow. Your mean Meanow. But nice tail design. Can't wait to try these in the water. The fins filled in perfectly on the baits. Incredible. Incredible. So there you have it, guys. I just wanted to give you this quick update when I tried to do these as a single pour, you know, with just one solid color, which this color actually came out pretty cool too. So definitely going to be a catchable color. So excited. This one's kind of a longer streamline, and this one's kind of a big belly, big tail, you know, minnow type bait, right? So the Meanow over here, and this is the Grumpyke. I don't know why I got them so far away. Here. There you go. How's that? So, there's the Grumpyke. There is the Meanow. Awesome baits. Super excited. I can't wait for him to start selling these molds so you guys can just try them out. But I'm gonna go ahead and maybe reheat these up and try it again. I'm not sure if I'll show it on this video or not, but really, really cool. Oh, and one other added thing I wanted to try to do for you guys is I got this paint marker, just like from the craft store, like Michael's, and it's an oil-based paint pen. And I want to try this on the bait. But what I want to do here is get a paper towel first and make sure that the paint is coming down. Let's see if this works now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just really hard that this doesn't have like a fine tip on it. It's the one thing I don't like. Alright, so I got that one colored in. Pretty sweet. And I think all you gotta do is just let this dry. Like I said, it's an oil-based paint. So you just gotta be careful. And I've got a little bit extra that I'm gonna wipe out of there. There we go. Okay, I guess that's the only other beauty thing you could do with this marker too. But it's oil-based paint, so you just gotta be careful getting it on your skin. You can see it. There you go, guys. Really cool. Really, really cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's do the same thing with the pike here. The pike's got a smaller eye, so I'm just going to try to be very careful where I get the paint. But yeah, that's it. Craft store oil-based paint pen for the win. Trying not to get the paint everywhere. And I think I did it. So, got a little bit of black in that one too. A little bit of black in that one too. Man, these came out great. These came out amazing. I'm gonna try not to touch those eyes. Let them set up for a minute. But look at those cool baits. So again, the only thing I could probably say is got a couple little bubbles, you know, here and there, but I think that's just from, you know, either not heating enough or whatever have you. So what I want to do is probably rerun these again, just pour some solid baits just to see if that fixes my issue with the tail, just reheating it. And I'll let you guys know what I find as an update or something like that. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you liked that. Like I said, LazyBaitsCo's Grumpyke mold, and we poured one of those with 3 colors. We did a chartreuse lateral line with like a bone belly, white belly, and the top part is this really cool like changing color effect type thing with some 8-bit bait Holoshift in it. Like I said, that's the Grumpyke. And then this one, and I'm gonna post some pictures here on the end, so then that way you guys get to see these things a little bit better. But that's the Meanow, the mean minnow, okay, the Meanow. And I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure if he's gonna stick with those names or not. And this is a medium hard blend of Porosol Pro, just so you guys know. I think with these baits, you really want a medium. Maybe you can go a touch harder, but medium is gonna give you the best probably tail action. So pretty excited about these. I know Anthony is, but these are really cool. And again, like I said, these are a hybrid mold. They have a aluminum hook slot inside, really cool. I'm just going to keep playing with them, and like I said, I'll give you an update on it, but make sure you really heat the tail, and make sure you really heat the little fins. Make sure those are heated really, really hot before you start pouring. Make sure your plastic is hot when you pour, so then that way it fills in everything nice and easy, and go slow. Let it kind of creep into each one of those cavities, especially the tail. So, and again, it could have been my fault. I did not pay attention to the tail as much as I wanted to, so that's my fault. And I may have had a little bit of water in there. I tried to clean it up the best I could with like a Q-tip and stuff, but I may have not gotten it all out of there. But it's okay, no worries. Like I said, it didn't really affect these that much. A little bit's missing off the tip of the tail, but I'm not really too worried about it. So again, really cool molds. Go hit up LazyBaitsCo. I'm not sure if he's going to have these available yet until this video comes out. I'm not sure if he'll have them out, but go check it out, guys. Really, really cool molds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, stay tuned after this, and I'll have some nice close-up pictures of these baits so you guys get to see, you know, close up what these baits look like, and I'll show you like the tail and stuff like that to show you what spots I missed. But thank you guys so much. Sticker Mule Store is still running strong. Thank you again to my man Anthony, LazyBaitsCo, for let me do this video for him. I thought that was really cool of him to do that. Kind of when he comes out with soft plastic molds, I kind of show you guys how they work and everything like that. Kind of saves him a little bit of time doing that stuff. So but again, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, remember to keep on baiting.